Jean Houston, who was, hooked up with Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton. She wrote this book, The Passions of Isis and Osiris. Now, Jean Houston is married to Robert Masters, who wrote The Goddess Sekhmet. When you look in his book, he ain't got but two people he mentioned in there, E. Wallace Budge and Gerald Massey, and he got a whole page on Gerald Massey and how Gerald Massey was this transvisionary. Now, this motherfucking hoe here is married to that man. Although she got his book up in the book, she don't put Gerald Massey in the book. Now, wait a minute. Here's your husband write a book, The Goddess Sekhmet, and he gives honor to one man, Gerald Massey, which is the man. Then he gives honor to this, and this is your husband. When you write your book, you put the husband book up in there, and she has a bibliography that's almost 5 pages long, and she ain't got Gerald Massey up in there. You see? And that goes to show you, even when these crackers even get all this knowledge, they're still racist. So, and every time, and I say this because every time you look up and you see some nigga on TV, they're always trying to doggone justify the white man, saying that the white man is a racist because he's ignorant. Now, how the fuck you say that? How can it be ignorant? The motherfucker standing on the University of Alabama trying to let your ass in was not ignorant. These was college professors saying ain't no niggas going to this damn school. Every cracker that ever affected your life was a major cracker and a wise cracker, because the old dumb slut motherfuckers can't do nothing for you. You see what I'm saying? But every nigga say, oh, that's ignorance. When they look, but then again, on the other hand, we'll love the white man even when he's throwing us up. Even when he's cutting our balls off, we'll be like, well, he got to do this. You understand what I'm saying? They're too big anyway and all. And the white man got to do this and all this kind of thing here because the black race, we'll make some excuse and he cutting our balls off and sticking a pipe up our ass. It'll be the same old bullshit. Now, I want to deal with the races right now on what this thing is dealing with. In the Gnostic scripture, it says that there are 3 essential types of races: the spiritual, the psychic, the material, or the material. Now, it says in actuality that the spiritual is us. They will be the ones that will see redemption. The psychic is somewhere in between. That's like a group of people, some people in Asia, some people in Arabia, and some people in Latin America that they got to sift out. They got to go among them and get the real deal ones out of there. And then there's a physical, total physical. And they say the total physical, when it comes in contact with the spiritual, it rejects the spiritual. Totally. Which bears witness in the doggone Gnostic scripture on what I was saying, that they can't take our energy. You see. And it makes no bones about it. It says this particular spiritual rejects the physical. The spiritual race will receive the complete salvation in every way. The material will receive the destruction in every way, just as one who resists him. The psychic race will be somewhere in the middle, brought forth, and also it is created. The double is the double according to the determination of both good and evil, which means they got to separate. Which they got to separate. But they're saying this material race, they will not be able to take this particular energy. They will not be able to take this particular energy, which they can't take our energy now. So these Negroes are still saying it's based on ignorance and all. Now, I want to show you, okay, now. In the Gnosticism, what happened was, where this Gnosticism came from, Gnosticism came out of the Temple of Isis, and they got it from the Temple of Isis, and and when they closed that down, and from that they wrote it into Coptic, which is later-day Egyptian. So the Temple of Isis is where they got this particular stuff from that they dug up in 1945. I just want to put that there. Now, this is the point I want to deal with, the last little part called the message of the Sphinx. The message of the Sphinx. First of all, the first part of the message of the Sphinx is they went in and they took the DNA from Ramesses and a whole bunch of pharaohs and a whole bunch of mummies, and they cloned them. And they brought these pharaohs back. And they brought these pharaohs back, and these pharaohs gave them a whole bunch of information on ancient Egypt. Unfortunately, the pharaoh don't really know shit because he was a king. And you ain't never heard of no priest mummifying himself. They ain't got no mummies or no damn priests. They got statues, they ain't got no mummies. Because the priests were sinning, they wasn't stupid enough to mummify themselves because they saw the future and they know that these particular ones would be able to, with this cloning. So they So they mummified the and so the Jurassic part, that shit about the dinosaur, it was about the cloning of the ancient pharaohs, and that's what the goddamn shit was about. And they brought them back to try to find out more about it. And they brought back Ramesses and all of them. They got a bunch of them. They brought back, they went, because remember they had a battle on about these particular museums was fighting over the damn mummies recently. Not too long ago, who could do for research. So they done came in and then got back all the stuff. And so the Hall of Records that Boo Ball and all of them is talking about is the fucking damn pharaohs and shit. And they have gone in, and since they got this cloning, you better recognize, go see Multiplicity of Fifth Element. And they clone these doggone, because they clone these particular pharaohs, and they brought these ancient people back, these mummies. But what happens is also, too, they don't even need a mummy. They can go into your casket, and you can be totally rotten. And they can go into the deep part of your spinal cord, down at the last part of your spine, and they can take the DNA from that and clone a new one of you. You see, so they can bring Morgs back. So they done brought back all kind of people and shit to learn stuff. So they done brought back the doggone pharaohs. And some of these movies are written on based on what these people have told them. But the key is they got limited knowledge because they couldn't bring back no high priest. The high priest got the hell on and ascended. You see what I'm saying? And got the hell on. And they, and they don't know what's what. You see what I'm saying? So, but that's what the deal is. That's what the deal is. They have brought those particular ones back. And now it's interesting because it's key to go see the movie Multiplicity. You can go rent it, but we got it here on video. When they first brought the guy back, they cloned the guy and they put the guy to sleep. He's sitting in the chair. When he woke up, he said, "Hey, is that the clone?" And the same guy said, "No, you the clone." The clone don't suspect it's a clone, but the clone, they say, no, he said, you got memory all the way up to the point when we put you to sleep. So now, we talk about complete duplication, and that's the most profound thing in the movie. Except when the clones made another clone, and this shit was straight up stupid. That's why they say they can't clone themselves for so many times, but what they do now is basically how they clone themselves. They just basically go in and either keep the blood of the original person, or they basically keep that person alive or whatever kind of host or whatever. But that movie, Multiplicity, even though they put it in a comedy, they always put the shit in the comedy, just like the Mars Attack, which was a badass movie. The Duat, the D-U-A-T, the Duat, or the Twat, D-U-A-T, the Duat or the Twat, whatever. Huh? Oh yeah, oh shit. The Twat, oh yeah. But they call it the Twat, yeah. I've heard that too. This word is also called Rustau, which is the original word for Rasta. There's new information on this thing. It means heaven. Rasta means the other dimension or heaven. Duat means heaven. It also means Doth, which is also melanin, and it also means the Rasta means the Giza Plateau is the Rasta Plateau, which means the three pyramids, which one is the pituitary gland, one is the hypothalamus gland, and one in the high one is the pineal gland. The pituitary gland is Isis, the mother. The hypothalamus gland is Osiris, and the pineal gland, which is Horus, which manifests the both. Isis is the planet Saturn, Osiris is the planet Jupiter, and Horus is the planet Mars. Saturn is the black planet, which is pure black melanin. Jupiter is the light bringer, which brings the light to Mars, and which is the god of war, which is both polarized. And the three pyramids represent the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, and the hypothalamus gland. is what this thing, which is the Rasta Plateau, and that's what those 3 pyramids are also, which is also the 3 stars in Orion's belt also too. The
Haile Selassie.
Huh?
Amory, the name Haile Selassie is the title. And when it translates into English, it translates into the power of the Holy Trinity.
Which? Holy Trinity, Isis, Osiris, and Horus. The Horus is bigger because he's the one that's got to manifest the biggest on the earth. The other ones are in the semi-other dimension. They're in the other world. Waiting on Horus, that they sent their son Horus to bring this shit down. You see what I'm saying? So that's what those 3 pyramids are also. The Duat usually translate as Heaven's Gate. The Duat. Yeah. Twat. The Twat is also spelled the thou, the thou. Twat, which represents Heaven's Gate. Darth, dat, the black dot, in the area where Orion and the 3 stars of the Heroic Horizon is the question of the gate. The question is Heaven's Gate, and we're talking about the 39 motherfuckers that died. Is that a sign? So the first thing we got to do is look up 39 in the 777 Kabbalistic Dictionary. Another one you need to get is a big thick one called the Goldwyn's Kabbalistic Dictionary. It's about this thick. It costs $24. This is Crawley's. The Goldwyn has the complete numerical Kabbalah plus the Crawley. The tunnels are set. It's got everything in one damn book. It used to just have a little, it was big enough when I first got the first book. And it had everything. He done went back and put some more shit up in there. And for every number you need to access, if this can't help you, the goddamn Goldwyn's could. The Goldwyn's, but this is showing up. Goldwyn's Kabbalistic Dictionary, a big purple book this thick. It's like $20-something. It was $19, now it's like $24, $25. Updated, got every number you need, especially with what you're dealing with, because the first part is, the middle part goes, and these numbers go from like 1 to damn near 9,000. It's 9,000 and shit. Godwin, you know, Godwin, yeah. Godwin, I'm not reading it here, I'm thinking at home. Godwin, Kabbalistic Dictionary. Now, what I said, 39, let's look up 39 and let's see what this thing is, so we can try to break some keys here. 39, to abide, to dwell, do. Remember I said that in the Kabbalah, the last time we did the lecture, that the Kabbalah, that melanin was called a crystalline dew. It says, the eternal is one. It also says, he cursed, whatever that means. But it says the eternal is one. So I don't know, I just gave that out and stuff. Maybe, but isn't it funny that they talk about this particular Heaven's Gate? Now let's go into some science and see, can we break this Heaven's Gate thing? Has something to do with the Nile. The Nile Valley is the Kundalini. The flood of the Nile is the rising of the Kundalini. Every year, let me put this on here. This is the Kundalini, right? Now let's break this down. Check this shit out. You put this over a little bit so you can see this. This is the Kundalini. Every year the Nile floods. This is the Kundalini, which is the Nile. Every year the Nile floods, and what does it do? It deposits black soot up into Egypt, because it's the only one that goes upstream, this one in the St. John's River. And it deposits black soot up into Egypt, or Hemmitt, which you see that the black dot is the part. But it says that it deposits black black soot or smut to up into the main part of Egypt, upstream. Egypt Nile banks during the summer solstice, which also represents the deposit of melanin from the root chakra, which is back here, to the top. So that's why the summer solstice, the Kundalini rises. But yes, they could deter it with bad diet and all that other stuff before, but now this is the end, so what rises, rises, because it ain't got nothing to do with the physical body. So, this is why they put out the 2 movies last year, Independence Day, to fight that energy which is in black people, because you're the invader, because something invading in your body, as well as this new one, Men in Black. They had to go put some black on this time. You see what I'm saying? But this melanin from the root chakra to the pineal brain or the pineal gland, which is the Dwat or the Twat, heaven's gate. Heaven's gate. Annually, now in the Kundalini carries the black soot, Kim, melanin, onto the city of the root chakra, which is the city of On, because it goes all the way down, the Nile goes all the way, which is the city of On, to the Giza Plateau, which is the 3 pyramids, which is the 3 pyramids, and all, which represents Isis, Osiris, and Horus, which is the pituitary gland, hypothalamus gland, and pineal gland. Baptism means Kundalini rising. Jesus being baptized in the Jordan, in the river Jordan, is the same as the river Nile. Is the Kundalini. Jesus baptized by John. John is in Egypt is Tahuti. In Greek is Hermes, which means Hermetic, which means alchemy, which means melanin. So Jesus baptized in the Jordan River. This is the Jordan, right here. Right here. You see, Jesus being baptized by John, which is Hermes, which is Tahuti, which is melanin. You get the picture. Right here. Now, John's staff, which parts the Red Sea, is right here. This is the staff. John is, John, O-H-N, damn, is also Tahuti, which is also Moses. Well, how do you spell Moses? M-O-S-E-S. Moses, which the staff of Moses, the staff of Tahuti, the staff of John, and the staff of Enoch, all of this is the staff that parts the Red Sea. The Red Sea is the Kundalini, which is also the Jordan, which is also the Nile. You see what I'm saying? To the promised land, Jerusalem, the black dot. You get it? Which is John, Hermes, Tahuti, and that whole 9 yards. All of this particular stuff is talking about metaphysics. Last part of this particular part. The Mystery of the Sphinx, you still, do you have this book, Egyptian Myths and Mysteries? You got one over there left by Louis Spence. It talks about a fable of a guy that walked up on the Sphinx. And when he walked up on the Sphinx said, if you dig my body out from the sand, I will make you king. It's metaphysical. The Sphinx represents the big granite stone of melanin. The sand represented the sand-like substance of the melanin, which the guy who's digging is supposed to, when you dig myself up, which means when you go up the spiritual thing, you are digging yourself up out of the sand, and then when you hit the top, you become king. So it was a metaphysical thing. He said, if you dig me, the Sphinx said, he told the guy, if you dig me from the sand, you'll become king. It's metaphysical, meaning when you raise me up spiritually, you become king. Because the Sphinx is also a symbol of melanin. And that's what this stuff is actually talking about here. You see what I'm saying? These are mysteries. Now, one other part, let's get into right now. In 1947, you had the first Roswell crash. You had Aleister Crowley that died. You had you had Jackie Robinson that did a lot of things that broke the color barrier or whatever in 1947. Opposite 47 is 1974, and in 1974, the group Weather Report, this is the back of the album, the group Weather Report, and you might want to get this on video, Tahuti. I mean, hey, Ruth, I keep saying, I've been saying Tahuti so damn much until yeah, okay, it's all good. You might want Weather Report, which was also Wayne Shorter was up in there, which is a great saxophonist. This guy here, Joe Zawanow, and the guy Alfonso Marzon, which is a good book, but they did the song Birdland. It was real popular. Anyway, Weather Report came out with this album. This is the back of the album, and the name of the album is called Mysterious Traveler, 1947, 1974. But on the front of the album, they show this picture of Hale Bob. Now, ain't that a bitch? That's some spiritual shit there.
I was born that year, too.
1974? 70s child. Of Hale Bob. Look at that. Huh? Well, that's a cloud with the shape of a ship. Because the first thing somebody recognized today when I showed it to them, they went straight to that cloud. But they had her tech that came in the 70s was a disappointment. Then they said, well, we're going to wait on Halley's Comet, which was a disappointment. The other one last year was a disappointment, and now they're saying that the only one that came close to anything these people that's living on the earth now have never seen a comet like they've seen Hale Bob. And they're saying it was all of that. And if you looked up in the sky, you saw something that looked like that. So this was the comet that fulfilled the prophecy, which goes to the going on down. I want to put that on the thing. Going on down. Bear with me. To this. Let's look up 97 in the 777. And this is what it says. It says, breeder, rarer, day of demon of the first DEC, that's decadence or decadence, whatever. Changeless content, changeless, constant, the god Amen, chief god of the Egyptians, which is the spiritual, Amen, which is the spiritual sun. Now look, chief god of the Egyptians, the son of man, 1997. The archangel Netzach. Then it says this, to seize suddenly, to repair, that's why they're giving out reparations. It also says, 1 Kings, this is a Bible verse they give, 1 Kings, volume 2, 1 Kings, this is what, 1 Kings, chapter 7, verse 26. We need to look at that right now. Let's look that up. Get a Bible. Let's see what the fuck that say. 1 Kings, chapter 7, verse 26. It also says, Exodus, chapter 25, verse 25. And it also gives a brick, a tile, a building of an architect, which is the architect, that's the King Solomon's temple, or the temple of Jerusalem, quicksilver. And it also says, and this was the one that got me, the appointed time. 97 means the appointed time. Huh? Well, read it. See what it say. Is that all? Okay, look up Exodus 25:25 and see what that says.
And thou shalt make unto it a border of one was after the other, but the books got flipped, or the verses got cut off.
Very key, but it says the appointed time. Now, let's go on. I want to say this one thing. Look at this. This is the last little thing, then we'll go into a question and answer. The people from Heaven's Gate said that they were killing themselves because of the companion behind Sirius B. Right? I said the last time that this energy was a bunch of energy that the white man killed over the course of the years, that because of the reincarnation cycle is gone now, it's going midway point and stopping and gathering up in this thick mass of cloud, and that's what that shit is. Black, melanated energy. The sister that was in here that day, who was that sister that gave that prophecy? She was in here that day, she said she saw this black sand-like substance, and she saw 3 black women, very authoritative, that told her to hang on because it was over. That's what she saw in the Hale-Bop thing. But we talking about this mass cloud of spirits, which is talking about a ship or a New Jerusalem. My point is this, because it's also going on inside of your head. But the key is, based on Graham Hancock and based on every other book I understood, that the Twat is Heaven's Gate. But the Twat rises during the summer solstice. And the summer solstice is July 23rd. But also we got some conflicting evidence. I even got a date of June 19th and 20th. Which is also a spiritual date, because wasn't June 19th when slavery officially ended in Texas? You see what I'm saying? So my point is, the Heaven's Gate that they're talking about is the rising of Sirius on the summer solstice. The same time the Nile rises and put this black soot up, and Sirius rises every July 23rd, which is dog days of the dog star. Based on Graham Hancock in them books, the Message of the Sphinx, they say that the Dwat is, or the Restal, is Heaven's Gate. Then we got these crackers call themselves Heaven's Gate, be conspiracy or whatever, that kill themselves or whatever the deal is, it's always a spiritual sign. So whatever the government does, it's still a spiritual sign to us, you see.
And also they said that a whole bunch of comets are hitting the atmosphere and burning it.
Right. Now, it's interesting, because what I'm saying is, these crackers sure are apologizing for shit that they ain't got to apologize, because black people don't even ask for nothing. They're apologizing when it ain't people apologize. We get used to the government, so we don't even really complain. But based on this, the Heaven's Gate is the Dwat, but they say that this Dwat opens up every year of the July 23rd. Or it's supposed to open up July 23rd, or June the 19th or the 20th. There's some discrepancies on this thing, because what I believe is, if you look at the 2 calendars, the Gregorian calendar, which was late, would be July, and June 19th and 20th would actually be July if you're talking about an earlier calendar. So whatever the deal is, we right on this shit. But the Heaven's Gate is opening up inside of your head. Now, the last thing before we go into the question and answer is, we need to holler out the word jihad, which reinforces that we are in the jihad. Fuck the dumb shit. We got to go after the crack our ass. And what spiritual is going to happen, it's going to happen. So 1, 2, 3, say jihad. 1, 2, 3, jihad. Right. So now, right, jihad. Now, let's go into a question and answer right quick. So we can go into a question and answer right quick. And so we can get some further input. What time is it?
I got a quick question.
12:30. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
What is the message? What is that? The message, the symbolism of it?
This is what it is. The message of the Sphinx is they're trying to access these Hall of Records. They had people, they say, well, fuck it. they say, well, they had about 10 or 12 groups trying to get into the Hall of Records. So the Egyptian government said, well, fuck it, let's make some money off this bitch. The motherfucker come up with the highest amount of money, you groups, you get it. So the Edgar Cayce Society bid the highest. Recently, they got their money together and they bid the highest. They won. As a result, they supposed to go into this thing in January. The message of the Sphinx is they're trying to access these Hall of Records for some kind of reason, to find some kind of secret to save the crackers, because they know their time is up. But in actuality, they can't do it because the Hall of Records is inside of us, the melanin, which is a cosmic computer, which is called the Akashic Records. And that's the key.
I was just thinking how it's always changing. It's never the same. What may be true about melanin in this moment.
Right, and so it's always, so they can't do it. Plus also, too, even if they get it out of us, it's just not, but just comes into the physical, and it's a substance, but it's not the real shit, because the melanin is only a shadow that hides the seed, and the seed is smallest of all small, it's an atom. So the melanin is only the stuff that hides the seed. So they can't get the seed. The seed goes back to the God realm. So as a result, the Hall of Records is melanin, and that's the mystery of the shit. They're trying to make it into all this kind of thing in their minds and trying to access some stuff because they still trying to do hope, trying to get hope. You see what I'm saying? But that's what the Hall of Records is. On the internet site, you can access the Hall of Records, where they have come in and taken every book that they can find in the world and put on this internet site on Egypt and all this stuff. And it's called the Hall of Records. They even got stuff where you can order shit too. Access the Hall of Records too. What's that?
Now, what people say when you read number 97? It said this year, what?
It says the appointed time. Now, my point is this here.
That's the big news, that's it.
No, that's the big news, but the big news was not necessarily that. The big news was these particular people wrote this book, Graham Hancock, The Message of the Sphinx. And in The Message of the Sphinx, they were saying that they had found out that the Duat, or the Restyle, or the Rasta Plateau, or the Giza Plateau, meant Heaven's Gate. Then we find these people kill themselves and call it Heaven's Gate. I ask the question, is not this whole thing a spiritual sign? Because Heaven's Gate opens up July 23rd. Now look at this. They said that they were supposed to be looking for the companion behind Hale-Bopp. Right? Based on the Egyptian mythology, the companion behind Hale-Bopp is talking about dates. You got Hale-Bopp, the comet that came closest to the Earth in what? End of February, all of March, and all of May. And now it's slipped beyond our sight. There's supposed to be a ship behind it, but they was thinking that the ship that was behind it, which is this cloud that they are actually seeing. The mystery to this is the Hill horizon of Sirius on July 23rd or June 19th or 20th is the ship behind Hale-Bopp. The ship itself is Sirius. But also, too, so it's also talking about, I talked about the rising of the Kundalini and all of this particular thing. So we're talking about the Heaven's Gate that is inside of us, which is the black dot, which is a time behind Hale-Bopp. Now, I'm saying this for the simple fact that it's awful funny that this man apologized for both the Congressional Record of Honor, the naval thing, Exxon and all this type of stuff, and the Tiger Woods shit, and the Tuskegee shit, and the doggone Martin Luther King thing, all in the year 1997. You see what I'm saying? So my point is that they got to be scared of something. But I'm saying at this particular time, this is the goddamn jihad. Because you know what, there ain't nothing else to learn. Just different concepts on how you can present this shit another way. But in actuality, we know it all, so fuck the dumb shit. If something got to go down, if something going to go down, because I'm going to make the motherfucker go down. Because if there's a God on the inside of me, this bastard coming out. If I got to cuss this motherfucker out every day, you coming the fuck out of me. But I'm tired of this shit. So I call jihad, if not for black people, for my motherfucking self. Which, if one of us do it, it's a spark. And the divine spark, if it explodes, all of us got the damn black dot. So whatever the deal is, y'all look for the jihad, but look for your jihad, this particular God to come out inside of you. Because this shit is got to get some relief. Fuck the dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm up to damn near almost 100 videos. Damn near 100 videos. And I ain't talking about that. This shit is like, my shit is like 7 hours long. Telling you. Right, I'm just saying, but that's so, I'm just talking about all the other people. But I'm saying, you know, damn near 100 videos and stuff like that. No, you see what I'm saying? So my point is, but it's, the stuff is all here. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said these pamphlets will come and then they will stop. Hell, bookstores is closing down. Barnes and Nobles has decided, the woman that Spinks Barnes and Noble said they're going to run every motherfucker out of business. You see what I'm saying? They say the Barnes and Noble say Barnes and Noble say they're going goddamn, they trying to corner the market. Between them and Borders Bookstore, they say they're going to run every damn store out of business. Huh? That was Oxford. But they just got to buy you Friday. But hell, we don't know. The shit still might last, because Barnes & Noble is sweet up in that motherfucker. They got a damn Starbucks coffee. You can go up in there and you can study all damn night and nobody fucks with you with that may I help you shit. Now I'm just saying, I'm just talking about how white people do this shit. I'm just talking about, but I'm saying, the way they got it and stuff, like, it's a dreamboat for white people and black people and Borders the same way. And they got them up, and the guy said, hell, Barnes & Noble was one store in New York. Now they got them in every damn city. So they're cornering them all. But my point, huh? Hell, it might be. I don't know. But my point is what the deal is I'm calling for the jihad. I'm calling for the jihad. The reason why I say that is, we got a lot of spiritual people that's claiming to be Christ, and the people just following them, but they ain't producing no results. Nothing. But we teach that we are the gods and we are the ones that's got to do it. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, I say the best place to call is on Potential Vibes, because Potential Vibes is the only radio station that the government is got into, that motherfucker is damn worldwide. That shit is in damn China, everywhere, because that shit is beamed up through a satellite. So that shit, when we be on that motherfucker, they can hear us in damn China. Don't let nobody bullshit you. So I call... None. None. Well, I don't know. I'm just saying I know the shit. I know the government can get the shit. Might be.
My power was always stronger and everybody was on for me. I started noticing that shit blew up.
Hey. So I said, hey, the spirit, when I was there, the spirit said, do the job. See, it's been a long time. I started out, and it was a long time before I listened to the spirit. And the spirit kept saying, man, it's you. You need to listen to your own damn spirit and stuff. And the spirit said, man, you better do the job. Call for that jihad. Because the damn Hopi Indians said that there was a spiritual war that's going to come. There's going to be some spiritual elements that's going to tear up these physical people. And I said, based on that chronology of doom, I said, they said the jihad's supposed to start at any time from 96 to the year 2000. I said, damn it, this shit's starting right now, and we call for the doggone jihad. Jihad. So, hell, it's on. The redemption. So it's on and all. I don't want to hear, so every day, I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm just saying, I ain't saying no July, I'm just saying this is it, and up until that time, that's what I'm focusing on. Getting the hell up out of Dodge. Ain't no more knowledge coming down the pipe no more than we already know, and people, we can't give this shit away. We can't give this shit away. You see what I'm saying? We done went all the way up into the cosmos. We done went down from the cosmos to the small black dot and the mustard seed. So now it's ready to go. Give me some questions.
What was the 39? What did that figure?
It wasn't much in all. I guess because you could do numerology, you can do all kind of ways. 3 and 9, which is what? 12. 12 times 12 is 144, the key to the apocalypse. See what I'm saying? 12 times 12 is 144, the key to the apocalypse. You see.
3 times 13, opposite to 93.
That's right. 3 times 13, and opposite the 93. You saying right? Because 39. You see, so all of that particular thing that's going down. Something else I was going to say, but anyway, it's a sign. It's a spiritual sign. You see, and I'm saying the time is now. The fucking time is now. The reason why the time is now is because of the brother up in Florida kept saying that the urgency wasn't here yet. He was saying that back in 94 and 95. And it was bad. But now I'm telling you, man, it's bad, man. I mean, you know, and not only that too, you can't get no enjoyment out of nothing now. You know what I'm saying? Really nothing. You can't drink, you can't, I didn't say do that shit, but you really can't get no enjoyment out of nothing. I play the records and the music don't even sound the same. It don't even sound the same now. The energy gone now. You know what I'm saying? The energy gone now and shit. You see?
So, when you were on
Yeah.
Radio Friday talking about you calling for the jihad
Right.
tonight, and then 4 days later they had the tornado
Ooh.
in Texas, I got enjoyment out of it.
Hey, that's it. Put it out there. What's that?
I felt bad, but I got enjoyment out of it. And he called it.
Yeah, sure did. Right below Waco. Yep. Yeah, what's that?
How about if you like make a earthen replica of the United States and pour oblations on it?
Well, my point is that the Spirit came to me and said, whatever the gods think of is not, they're thinking that it's a concept, but it's a spiritual channel that your inner self is telling you to do. So your thoughts are actually the God thoughts telling you what to do. And the best thoughts of things, and the best ritual is also one that you make up too, also. Just like North Dakota, South Dakota, and we seeing this shit happening now. Man, and it's just starting. And they start, California ain't started, they burn up period. Hey. Yeah, but look at this. Like I said, they had to stop us from dancing. That's why every time a club would open up, club don't stay open for two years maximum. That's a good club. Because clubs close down, that's because the government come in and seize the property and close them shits down, because when we get in there and party, and especially now in the 90s, it fucked them up. The energy fuck them up. You see what I'm saying? Can you imagine what happened if we just went out and had a mass party? See what's happening just now, just with nothing happening. Just think, man, shoot, it's killing us.
That's how I used to meditate. They said you never like, in Africa, you never just stay still and meditate. It was always dancing.
Plus, you got to realize this, man. Look at the, can you imagine at the same time that damn Freaknik was here, Hellbop was in the sky too? And that was after the crackers done killed themselves too? Man, they shoot. Something else. You know? Now they talking about now they want to have it in Jamaica. They saying getting that shit out of this country. Fuck the dumb shit. Now they talking about Freaknik in Jamaica. Now who the fuck on how? Is the government gonna give niggas free train tickets? Gonna be with 2 people there? What kind of shit is that? Freaknik in Jamaica. What they say about the plane tickets? $500.
Yeah, for the flight and everything, though. You can't beat that.
If you a damn shit, if you a college student,
That is
shit. Not when I was in college, that motherfucker. Hell, when I was in college, man, I used to wash 5 pair of drawers with a bar of soap. Shit. I used to wash 5 pair of drawers with a damn bar of soap. I get them bitches sparkling white too. It's amazing what you can do when you. I used to wash drawers with a bar of soap and get them motherfuckers sparkling white. You see, so I'm saying I was poor as shit up in that motherfucker. Because my mama, soon as I got from up under her, that motherfucker forgot about me. She said, fuck. She said, okay, I'll send you some money, yeah. Shit. That motherfucker had me 200 miles away. Send that shit when she sent it. Shit, I was around that motherfucker, boy. I'm telling you, it was a hard times. So I'm just saying, they're trying to get it out of the country. So you know that stuff is really messing them up. Give me some more questions.
So that first time that they be talking about in that ball book, that's basically the time you're talking about now. They're talking about going back to the first time.
Yeah, but see, that's what the book Gospel of Thomas said. It said, you will know the end when you understand the beginning. Now, if you look at the TV show Millennium, On the beginning of the TV show, on the actual emblem, you will see this. A snake. Biting his tail. That represents the first day back to that first time. You see what I'm saying? What we're into is a break into that time continuous right here. That's that void that need to be filled. You see what I'm saying? That's that void that need to be filled. So that first time that they're talking about is that particular time that they're talking about. You see? So that's exactly what that is. So give me some more questions.
What's up with all these apartment signs in that area? Are they just trying to run some people out? What's up? It's like every week there's
That is true. So because I live in an apartment and sometimes I think about that, but I say, hell, I cool mine out so none of that shit won't happen. But that is something to take into account. That is something to take into account. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Take into account. You know. I don't know, but that's something to consider. Yeah. Give me some more questions. What's that?
So you said in 1914, the white man got an extension.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out why would he get an extension if we're spiritual beings, so if you drop at that instant.
You weren't ready yet.
Well, you know what though, but there's such, well, let's put it this way, but then again, on the other hand, we had to fulfill a lot of prophecy. It was the beginning of the 20th century, and the 20th century was supposed to be the prophecy of the moment of decision. Let me show you what I mean by that. We had to go through a period of thinking that the white man was giving us something and finding out 20 years later that he didn't give us nothing at all. It's like my mama said back in 1988. She said, man, it's because the crack was out there. She said, you know, it's kind of fucked up. We thought that after the 60s, he fooled us. We thought that we was really getting something. And we turned around and find out that we worse. So in actuality, it had to go through all of that. It had to go through all of that. It also had to produce the people that we are now. Can you understand them Negroes back then? See, there's certain things, a certain producing. And I think that we put this in the law that it's supposed to do this particular part. The Africans say, well, we'll get out of this shit in 2,000 seasons. Now, give or take, we understand the calendar fucked up. This is 2,000 seasons. You see what I'm saying? So it was a spiritual law that had to go, and we weren't ready yet for the simple fact we had to go through all what we went through up until this time. We had to go through this. We also had to go through, like I said, we had to go through him teaching us and we becoming total white. And it hurt me bad. I remember in the 1980, when I first went to college in 1980, and I was seeing black guys walk around in them goddamn penny loafers. I was like, wait a minute. And they just start, you know, doing all kind of shit like white boys. And I ain't never seen, cause I came out of the 70s with froze, and then I started seeing that shit, and it started disturbing me. You see what I'm saying? And so we had to, and up to now and all, we had to become totally white. We had to become totally white. You see what I'm saying? And basically that's what's happened. We turned inside out and stuff. You see, inside out and all. And so basically it was a lot of stuff. So the extension, Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the extension because we wasn't ready. We was ignorant, deaf, dumb, and blind. But in actuality, the extension was in actuality like a cycle. Because they knew that this was going to happen long before. So the prophet, that's just one little way they talk about that. You see what I'm saying? You know. So give me some more questions.
If just say if blacks do get the reparations and be accepted, what's going to happen on these jobs? I mean, how they going to fill all these job vacancies?
Well, my point is that they might as well accept it any damn way. I'm going to tell you something. They might as well accept it anyway because they're going to get rid of the jobs anyway from black people. You said how these job makers after they quit with all that money?
Well, I heard that they're not going to let you work there once you take the reparations. It's not like they're going to give you $20,000 check. Plus they go back and work behind the end. I heard it's not going to work.
Because you can get ahead that way.
That's right.
See, the thing is, if you got $20,000 a year and they're breaking it up in checks, you can't get ahead. But if you got a $25,000 head start and some checks, you can really do some wheeling and dealing there. You know what I'm saying? You can do some shit. You can buy 10 carts and have motherfuckers working for you. If you can find a motherfucker to work for you, maybe find the Mexicans or somebody. Because the nigga ain't doing shit after that money. Huh? No, but they saying that was a part of the plan was if you get the 10,000, you can't work there. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I already said. Right. Not only that, you got to look at, not only that too, you got to look at every invention we done had that's worth trillions of dollars.
How did they come up with these figures of 10,000, 20,000? How did they come up to that rationale?
Well, that's what they gave the damn, that's what they gave the Japanese.
They did a hell of a lot more than us than they ever did.
But they love the Japanese. They don't like you. Shit, you do good to get fired.
Malcolm X said we messed up by making the civil rights that we're after. We should go after human rights, taken in front of the United Nations, and that's where the government will come in, and they'll decide whether the United States decide. We would get more that way. We would get more.
But then again, there ain't no such thing as that. This shit is, hey, there's one world government, and it's run by, not the United States, it's run by the secret government. So the United Nations, that shit is not, that's all that shit there, man. If it was from United Nations, you wouldn't have Africa being fucked up this time in here. Uh-huh. Got the what? It was? Well, I don't know, but, I don't know. Well, let's put it this way. Let's be honest. If they start passing out money, motherfuckers gonna get the cash. But then again, on the other hand, it really don't matter. It don't matter. I mean, they can't do nothing. We're gonna win anyway, too. So, hell, take the money. You know, shoot, go to the mall. It is an insult. But then again, on the other hand, it's less than 1% of people that's conscious. The rest of the people, man, shit. You know what I'm saying? If you'd have saw that TV show last night with that boy, what's his name, Eddie Griffin, man. God, I know a lot of black people gonna take it. Hmm? It was horrible. Yeah, like James Brown. I think they must have did something to this guy, clone him and all. So give me. So give me some more questions. Yeah, I heard about that today, yeah. That's some shit. Eat you.
Dr. Austin, like, the second phrase would be, don't let yourself focus so much on the lion. The lion will eat you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I think it's also...
Diet.
Right, it's the same thing. It's the same thing whereas you can be on a job but don't become the job.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's like we went to this place downtown and the sister say, shit, they took a check from me. Y'all get what the fuck y'all want. Man, shit, we was at this deli, man. We got some subs and tater chips and cakes and all that shit for $5. She said, fuck these crackers. Get it. Y'all come back tomorrow. So she didn't let the job become her, like most niggas would be my shit. My shit. You know, making $4 an hour talking about my shit. You become the job. You become it. That becomes you. You see. Hey, you know what though? I'm just saying. Hey, I'm just saying this here. Hey, let me tell you something. Honestly, I just said $20,000. Hell, they might have enough. They might give a. We talk about us, them begging us to live. They might give niggas $100,000 a piece. But my point is, they might give a niggas $100 a piece. In 2 days, But then again, on the other hand, if I got $100,000, I couldn't do nothing but get that motherfucker back. What the hell? Oh, yeah. You do what the white man do. That's how the white man do shit. That's some good shit. Do like the white man do. They spend up your money and still kill your ass. Shit like that. Yeah, but it's something. Give me some more questions. Yeah.
I think it was on your serious Gnostic Doctor
Yeah.
video. You remember you were showing some sigils on the overhead?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of them was like the Mercedes symbol. You know, you have a circle separated by three equal parts.
Yeah.
That was on the beginning of Fifth Element. When they were matching up, looked like a Stargate or something. Same one.
I think I saw that, and I think I got it in one of these pictures.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, and I noticed that. I just can't picture it right now, what it is right now. I got it on one of these pictures. Damn. Yeah.
Okay. So years, I've been reading about this blues radio. I never could figure out what that means. The first one, the second one, the third one. What the hell is it?
I think when they're talking about it, I think they're talking about different consciousness dimensions where we fell, each time we fell into another plateau. And so the first root rate was mean we was here, and then we sunk deeper and deeper into what we have now, into the physical. But each emanation, we was on another dimension, and I think that's what it's talking about, and I think that they misconstrue it. You see, I think they misconstrue it now. Right. Yeah, it's got a lot to do with that. But it's emanations and stuff. I think that what's his name synthesized it the best, Rudolf Steiner, because he was a theosophist also too. It's just sometimes Rudolf Steiner is hard to read, but he's like to say that cosmic memory and different things like that also too. Yeah, huh? Yeah, I love the cosmic memory and all. If you could ever get that universe, earth, and man, they should be coming back out with it now. I know he had the Egyptian myths and mysteries, Rudolf Steiner. They went out of print, but now they got it back, and it's hardback now. And all also, too. Well, there's a lot of white people up in that stuff, and most of the ones who access Barnes and... Well, a lot of access to Barnes and Nobles is a lot of college people, also too. What's that? A lot of college students, also. What's that? I think that actuality, it was always connected. It's just a matter of, I think that was a way. I think that it's more of an alchemical process of becoming right or activated and all that, because it's all in the melanin. All of that stuff is in the melanin. Because when they line these Kabbalahs up, sometimes you'll see, if you see some things, they'll line up the Kabbalah like this. The Kabbalah. And then sometime you'll see the Kabbalah, and all this here. Then you will see them where this will be connected with this. You see, like that. And connected like this. And then one connected this way, and before you know it and shit, you got the damn melanin molecule. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's what it is. I think they're already connected. I think that this dark part right in here has to be connected where all this shit lights up. And I think that the DNA strands and all is dealing with this dark and all that type of stuff. So it's already connected. It's just a matter of going through a series of emanations or eons.
How about the tantric knowledge? How does that
Well, you can't, that raises all that up, but I'm going to tell you the truth. At this particular stage, all that shit is rose up in us. It's just, that's why we're going crazy. That's why we just fools now, because all that energy is risen up in us now.
Do you watch Fidelity and Incorrect?
Yeah, every now and then.
Okay, the other night they had cook. They had George Carlin, some white boy with a dreadlock, 2-3 other people. Anyway, the white boy with the dreadlock, they was talking, he was like a philosopher or whatever. And they were talking about, you know, how people are fighting and killing and all this violence in America. He said, see what it is. We are predatory, killer type people. And we ain't got no enemy. We need somebody to fight. Let's cut all that shit out. He was like, that's our nation. And if we ain't got nobody to fight, we fight each other.
That's what George Carlin.
No, that's.
It was another white boy. He was some kind of group.
Yeah.
But he had locks. Matlock.
Matlocks. Jail they white people got matlocks. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I've been trying to surf the net and all this information. What's all that about?
Well, the New World Order is, we got a New World Order too. See, there's two New World Orders. The spiritual New World Order is we going into another dimension. Right. White people New World Order is they trying to colonize everybody to keep you from going in the new dimension. So we're talking about big government saying, fuck, we're going to step in and own all this shit. Okay. So the corporation will be everything. That's when you see the movie Free Jack. Everything run by the corporation. That's it. The cooperation. They run everything. And basically that's what's happening. Coca-Cola and all the big corporations is the motherfuckers that run shit. They finance the wars. They put up the money for all the stuff. Everything is run by the corporation. And that's what it is. And the corporation is to keep maintaining slavery. So they got a New World Order saying, in order for this slavery to exist, we got to come in and take over. Because even white people that's out here, what they call the regular white people, they want to live free so much until they'll give up some freedom just for them to live free. And so the New World Order saying, hey, we're going to come in and do all this shit here. Because y'all making too many goddamn laws now. Right. Yeah, right. You see what I'm saying? And all this kind of thing here. So the New World Order coming in saying, so that's that. But they got their stuff from us. There's a New World Order, which is a spiritual New World Order, which is the New Age, that they call a New Age, which is actually, a New Age is a nice, watered down way to talk about the damn apocalypse, ain't but the biblical shit, apocalypse, Armageddon, redemption, and all that shit, which is good for us. So that's their way of saying that type of thing also, too. Yeah. Give me some more questions. Any more questions? Well, I guess that's it. I guess that's it. Yep, so, I mean, they really desperate. They're looking for Bigfoot and they can't find him, you know, I mean, can't get nothing from him.
But DNA ain't never carbon anyway, huh? So.
Well, let's put it this way. You remember on Fifth Element when they was talking about DNA and they you see Fifth Element yet? On Fifth Element they said DNA, but they accessed that girl's DNA was supposed to be the supreme being, and there was 2 strands and she had over 100.